Hello everyone, John12 back here again with another video. Now today, I decided to try and make another type of video, but seeing as how Marvel comic book movies are coming out like up the yin yang currently, like Captain America, First Avenger, then you have the Captain America Winter Soldier that just came out. I'm sorry, I'm like super tired, so I'm sorry if I talk like and ramble like I'm an idiot, but I just woke up, so sorry. But the Winter Soldier just came out, and now we have the Amazing Spider-Man 2 coming out. X-Men Days of Future Past, Guardians of the Galaxy, and of course, the creme de la creme, Age of Ultron, Avengers 2. So obviously there's a lot of Marvelness coming up in the next following year. So obviously I just decided, you know what? Even though I'm a DC guy, I do love Marvel. I know a lot of people have been debating me and giving me shit, you know, and being like, "Oh, why don't you calm down? Marvel's awesome. The fuck's the matter with you, John12? You're just bitchy." You know what? I am bitchy. Because I have thoughts and opinions. Sorry. I'm American and I fucking got thoughts and opinions. And I'm going to state them in my YouTube, motherfucker. But seeing as how I do love Marvel, I'm not saying that I'm not a Marvel fan. I fucking own shit tons of Marvel comics. I love Marvel. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that once you bash Batman, that's it. That's it for me. You know, it's kind of like being a Trekkie and bashing Han Solo. That shit ain't gonna go down. You're gonna fucking bitch slap some. You're gonna pimp slap some fucking Trekkies. It's gonna happen, and that's how I feel when you bash some of my Batmans. It's not gonna go down, not on my watch. But that's not the topic of today. I'm rambling at this point. The topic of the day is obviously, if you read the title and read the description, it's all about Quicksilver. As you all know, Quicksilver is a Marvel character in the Marvel mythos. He was developed for the X-Men series, and he is the twin brother of the Scarlet Witch and the son of Magneto. Yes, the son of Magneto. And he's not a big, but he's a pretty big, decent character in the X-Men mythos. And obviously, he's being presented twice in our lifetime. Yes, he's being presented twice in between a year. Actually, we've been getting reboots, and we've been getting like tons of different versions of our favorite comic book characters over the course of 2 decades practically. But this is like the first time that we will actually witness 2 versions of a comic book character in the same decade. You know, like they're just a year apart from each other, literally. Like, X-Men Days of Future Past is less than a month away from being released, and Age of Ultron is almost exactly a year away from being released. So obviously, like, I just have to talk about this, you know, because I've mentioned it in the podcast before, and I'm pretty sure there's been plenty of other YouTubers who've gone in depth with it, but it's one of those things that when I think of Age of Ultron and I see that, it's kind of like, what the fuck is Joss Whedon thinking? Like, what is he doing? Like, he has the big dogs. Like, why does he need X-Men characters now? Like, what the fuck? What's the point? You have the Hulk. Once you got the Hulk fighting alongside Iron Man, you don't really need anything else. Like, I don't really know why you need X-Men characters now. And why is X-Men 20th Century Fox letting that happen? Like, I kind of like the fact that they're still using Quicksilver regardless of the Avengers. But, Jesus, that's kind of like a big FU in my opinion. I mean, of course, it's Marvel Studios. They do whatever the fuck they want. I don't really care. But at the same time, it's just kind of weird that we're having two actors completely different from each other playing 2 completely polar opposite versions of Quicksilver. And it's just weird. I don't know. It's kind of like having 2 Batman movies come out at the same time, you know? It's like, wait, what? I don't know which one to like more. I'll probably watch both, but I don't know. It's just really, really weird. It's just one of those things that makes my head hurt for thinking too much. But basically, I've been doing some research, well, some minimal research because, hell, I'm a lazy person. But I've been doing some minimal research on, like, the different versions of them. Like, how are they gonna, like, like different each other, because Aaron Taylor Johnson obviously has already cameoed his Quicksilver counterpart alongside Scarlet Witch and the Winter Soldier. If you've the Winter Soldier's been out already, so of course I'm not gonna say spoilers or none of that bullshit. So I'm pretty sure all of you comic book fans have seen it already. So yes, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch have been cameoed in the Winter Soldier, and their next stop is obviously Age of Ultron. And of course, in this storyline, they've been captured by Hydra for some reason I have no fucking clue for. And apparently, yes, they're exactly who they have to be. They have their powers. You know, Quicksilver obviously has super speed, and Scarlet Witch has this telekinetic, fucking crazy bitch powers. And and basically that's it. There you go. And obviously they're twins, and they have crazy adventures, and they have a crazy past. So I guess you got it there, but it's just really weird. And when I saw Aaron Taylor Johnson as Quicksilver on the big screen, all I can say was he was pretty badass. But did he look like Quicksilver? No. If you have yet to see the scene, then obviously you would notice that he does not look anything like Quicksilver. He doesn't have a costume. His hair's not silver. He doesn't look anything like him. Scarlet Witch, on the other hand, doesn't really bother me. Like, I think I stated this in my Winter Soldier review, but Scarlet Witch, like, the way she's being presented in Age of Ultron, and the way that she's not wearing costume, well, not an actual costume, so to speak, doesn't really bother me. I don't really give two shits. But what can you do? She doesn't really have a mask anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter that much. You know, unless my characters are wearing a mask, that's when I get bitchy. But if the character in the comics doesn't wear a mask, then I give two shits. You know, change the costume. Pfft, fuck it. Go ahead. You know, so that's my opinion on those. I don't know if anybody else on YouTube has been bitching about the costume, but what have you. Anyways, obviously, seeing as how we are reaching the halfway point to Age of Ultron, there's been lots of set photos. You know, like Marvel has been releasing set photos. They've been releasing just just straight up footage. Well, not really footage. Maybe, I don't know. There's been a lot of leaked shit, and obviously there's the rumors of like Ultron being released like crazy. I don't fucking know. I haven't looked it up, so I can't really put my stamp on that. But I have seen set photos of Aaron Taylor Johnson in action, like actually on set, wearing his Quicksilver costume and Quicksilver look. And I've also seen, obviously, X-Men Days of Future Past Quicksilver by actor, I think, what's his name? Nick Peters? I don't know, I forgot the actor's name, but they're complete polar opposites, and I think that's a good thing. But the whole point of the video I'm trying to get across, for those of you who've actually listened this long and have been wondering, what the fuck is your point, dude? Alright, I'm getting there. I'm trying to compare the two. I'm trying to put it out there that who's going to be the better Quicksilver, and who do I personally think, once I go into seeing them, is going to be the better Quicksilver. I mean, I'm definitely going to be watching these two. I'm definitely going to be, doing reviews. I mean, I can't wait for X-Men. I mean, X-Men is definitely the biggest Marvel movie that I've been wanting to see all year. Like next to Age of Ultron. Those are, my big two. When it beats even The Winter Soldier or The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I just want to see those two in action. That's going to be awesome. But based off the footage, based off the info that I've gotten from Quicksilver in the X-Men Days of Future Past, their version that they're doing, I think the version that they're doing, obviously his past will be altered. I don't really think he will be related to Magneto. I don't really know, because they look completely different. Granted, they don't have to look the same. I'm just saying in the fact that it just wouldn't make sense. And plus, I don't really think they're referencing Scarlet Witch in this movie. I don't really think they're going to be doing Scarlet Witch. I think only Age of Ultron's doing Scarlet Witch. But based off their backstories, I don't think either of them are getting them right. I think Age of Ultron will get the gist of their past, but I think X-Men Days of Future Past is going to take a much more original route with the Quicksilver. I don't really think they're going to be like, oh, well, he's the son of Magneto, and his sister is Scarlet Witch. I don't really think they're going to do that. And I don't really think Age of Ultron is going to reference Magneto. I don't really fucking think so. So I think that's down to the wayside. Quicksilver, I do think the X-Men version is definitely going to have the essence and the feel of Quicksilver. He doesn't have his costume, but I don't really think that's a big deal because obviously in X-Men Days of Future Past it's completely altered storyline that you're dealing with time travel, so obviously Wolverine's going to be back and forth. So Quicksilver is going to be living in a specific time period. So obviously the clothes that he's wearing, the way he acts, the way he just does his thing, I don't really care. I mean, I really like it, to tell you the truth. Like, him being, like, sarcastic and fun and just, like, crazy. I think that's good. Like, that's what I believe. Like, Age of Ultron will get the backstory maybe right, and X-Men Days of Future Past will get the essence of the character right. Now for the costumes. Obviously, they're two complete polar opposites. I seen the set photos of Aaron Taylor Johnson in his costume, and I don't really like it at all. Like, I kind of get where they're going with it, and it has the colors, but it just doesn't have the right feel to me. I guess I have to wait and see it on screen to really get the feel, but like from what I've seen, like it just doesn't look right. He just looks like a track runner. That's all he looks like. He just looks like a track runner. He's just wearing like Under Armour, and he's just running. It doesn't really look that visually pleasing in my opinion, but I guess we'll have to see. The colors are good, but I just don't really like how they're presenting him. But he does have his silver hair, so I guess we'll have to see what the fuck that's all about. But Days of Future Past costume obviously is not wearing his colors, nor is he wearing his actual comic book costume, so I don't really know. I don't know if he's going to be wearing it later in the movie, or if he's just going to look all retro like he is like in the trailers, like all the time. I don't really know. I guess we'll have to see. But as for the who I personally think is going to be the better Quicksilver, I think because Age of Ultron's definitely going to be a big action-packed movie, I pretty much would guess that maybe Aaron Taylor Johnson will get the most effect out of it, but I don't really know how they're going to do it. I'm pretty sure he's going to be CG'd when he's running, so I can't really say I'm going to like that. I'm definitely going to like Days of Future Past Quicksilver because apparently from what Bryan Singer says, they're going to be filming every action that he does make and just speed. So that's going to be pretty badass. And from the footage I've seen, Quicksilver and the way he uses his power is pretty fucking badass. I like it, so I'm definitely going to be watching both movies, but I'm definitely going for Days of Future Past. But what are you guys going for? That's all I have to put it out there. What Quicksilver are you going for? And what does this mean nowadays? Does this mean like now, like Disney can just buy off characters and play them regardless of who owns them? Like what's next? Like the third Avengers movie, they're going to put Spider-Man? What the fuck? Like, I don't really know. But what do you guys think? Who's going to be the better Quicksilver? Seeing as how Marvel movies are coming up, like, less than a month away, I'm definitely going to be making more Marvel videos. So I hope everybody checks them out. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope I didn't ramble, like, far too long for you guys. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed. And definitely check out my channel for any other type of video you're interested in seeing. Alright,